Welcome. This is an opportunity to bring the sacred she out into the world, and in so doing, it is my invitation to one of the marvelous contributors to the deck, who happens to be a he with a very well-developed inner feminine heart. And in this, I wanted to let everyone know that the sacred she exists in everybody. And Avikal, who is very much a man who is dealing with all kinds of very male things in the world. He's been a martial artist. He's done all sorts of things related to being a man. But in this part of his work and in the development of his life, his inner feminine, his sacred inner divine voice is very alive in the work that he does and in the person that he's become. Welcome, Avi.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a chance now for Avikal to give voice to his journey of working in the world, helping others who are dealing with trauma, people who have had all kinds of grief, conditionings that have kept them entrapped in patterns that kept them struggling in their lives. And so in working with these sorts of issues with people, how has the voice of your inner feminine come forward? How has she manifest in order to facilitate the richness of the work that you do?
Well, at the very core of my personal journey and also my work, there is the question, who am I? When I was probably, I think, 25, one evening I was with a woman that was a friend and a lover, and we were talking about what is that fundamental in your life in this moment. And I heard myself saying, I just want to know who I am. This is the most fundamental thing that I can feel as an absolute priority. This life is about, I want to know who I am. And I was surprised. I was surprised myself because the question was clearly alive in me, but was the first time that actually I said it and I heard myself saying it. Now, in this journey, when I ask myself, and now also I have worked with this question with thousands of people.
Yes.
Everybody, including myself, we begin from our conditioning, from
Yes.
our identification. I am a man, I am born here, I do this, and all these things are real, they're true, but they're just the surface.
Yes.
And a little by little, by going inside, by asking this question, by communicating, by exploring, all these external layers have been shedded.
Peeling away.
But
But staying with a very simple question, who am I?
Who am I? Absolutely. And I've seen it both in men and women. That there is a very strong attachment, of course, to our sense of identity based on these particular forms, the male or female, young, old, fat or skinny, Sicilian or American or whatever.
Yeah.
And then little by little, this skin gets shedded, and we find ourselves in that open space of simply recognize, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the moment that I can recognize with honesty, I just don't know.
Then you're vulnerable.
Yes, and
Then
that's where the
you're
masculine
open.
and that's where the masculine and the feminine start manifesting together.
Yeah.
As two different flavors of the same being,
Yes.
of the same presence.
Yes.
So, and that has been the journey. Now, and the next step has been surrender to this.
Yes.
To simply say, okay, I'm not a man, a male or a woman. Yes, I'm in a male body for sure.
Yeah.
However, as a being, what does it mean?
Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to be this or that. Dominant, strong,
Yes.
forceful, wise, whatever all the attributes are that supposedly are the
Yes.
male things.
Yes.
It just means that you are in the fullness of your vulnerability and with a sort of a let's see, an openness, let's see, let's unfold
Yeah.
who I am
And,
in the moment.
And what does it mean to be vulnerable? Is it
Is it a weakness?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Is it something that, oh, watch out, I have to be careful about it, or I have to hide it,
Yeah.
like I've been also hiding it for many years when
Yeah.
I was young? Or actually vulnerability is a resource. And when I found out on a very practical level through my years of martial arts, but also I'm a writer, so when I start writing a book, I feel very vulnerable because I have no clue where I'm
Where
going.
it's going to go.
Where it's going to go. Am I willing to stay to that vulnerability and to the beauty and the power that comes from being willing to stay in that vulnerability? And that's the paradox. A powerful vulnerability.
Yes.
It's a paradox, and it's amazing when these two things kind of vibrate together inside.
Yes. The strength of the rose.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
There's this, our world today is so acclimatized to forcing into certain patterns, modeling certain desired outcomes, so much so that the organic evolution of something that wants to actually arise and come forward is missed. It's suppressed.
It is.
It's shoved to the back of the closet, and it never gets a chance to really come forward. And then, all of a sudden, lo and behold, one day, you've lived your life, and there is this whole treasure trove of expression and richness that has never even been touched. And the divine feminine is an immense part of that treasure that has been stuffed into the back of the closet for so long. In society, in the world of business, in education, in every walk of life, there's been a certain, it's okay to a point, and then after that point we've got to know what we're doing and get it into shape and head down the straight and narrow. And that meandering quality of the feminine that goes, wait a minute, what if we try this? Or this could be a lot easier if we just simply tried that. There's a playfulness in the divine feminine.
There is something that is really, I'm sure that is pretty much everybody's experience. Moments where we simply flow.
Yeah.
And that flowing quality is not masculine or feminine. In fact, it's both. The masculine and the feminine, that they come together and they merge, then there is no resistance. Then there is no effort. Then there is no, it should be like this or should be like that. It's that real quality that in nature we can see everywhere.
All the time.
Everywhere.
The whole of nature is made that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know that when I flow, I am blissed out because I don't even need to know where I'm going, because I know that life is taking me where I need to go. And that's intoxicating, actually.
Yeah. I think that we are living in an incredibly exciting time, because there's a lot of things are kind of falling away, and there's a sort of disruptive energy that's moving through so many areas of life, a lot of fearfulness is released because people go, oh, well, what's happening? I have no control over my life anymore. There's so many things that are coming at me that I don't understand. And there's this huge kind of question mark that is sitting over a lot of life.
Yeah.
And I think that with the divine, the energy of the divine feminine comes an energy of patience, and an energy of observing with the heart.
Without interfering so much.
Yeah, without trying to control.
Yes.
It's like the quality of listening, watching, feeling, and not needing to turn those inputs into
Effort.
how to challenge. Instead, it's like just a kind of feeling the fullness and the beauty of the aliveness that comes through being completely and utterly open, big.
Yes. Then I wanted to add something here. One of the biggest trap of spiritual tradition has been focusing fundamentally on liberation. Liberation is one part, but the other part is fulfillment. And fulfillment has a lot to do with the feminine and with that capacity of receiving the moment without manipulating it, without fixing it. So this is something, how can we put together, liberation and fulfillment? I want it all. I don't want just one thing. Why do I want to be free if then I don't feel fulfilled? Or why do I want to be fulfilled if I'm not willing to experience freedom? So that's a moment of great integration when we can have both.
Yes.
And when I can recognize, yes, I am all of it. A man, a woman, a child, a hero, a villain, I'm all of it.
Mm. So the love that we seek, that we're looking for out there, the acknowledgement from the world coming toward us, actually begins with the openness to receive the love as it lives in the now. And it may be very small and delicate. It may be very colorful and bright.
Yes.
It may be very sad and quiet and wistful. It may be, well, who knows? But giving the attention to the quality that rests within one's own self and saying yes to that. So the question of, who am I?
Yeah.
I am that. If it's sadness, if it's frustration, if it's anger, I am that. And loving oneself as one is that, rather than trying to make it be some statement, some thing, some presentation to the world so that it can be justified in some way. We don't need to prove anything to anybody.
Definitely not. And that the I am that is really the acknowledgement of fulfillment and totality. And then the other side of liberation in when we touch, I am, without any definition, without any content, pure emness. And in that moment, I can be both, in that paradox. I am all and I am. And that feels so complete. And the beautiful thing is that we are already that. We are already complete.
There's nothing to seek.
No, there isn't.
There is simply the dropping into the moment and whatever it is that is there in the moment, saying yes, yes,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, Avi. So here we are, and in offering this little snippet of a male and a female, very inner strong female, very inner strong male, and vice versa. That's how it works, guys. You're both.
And thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Boys,
Yes.
girls, and everybody in
Yes.
between.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all complete and we're perfect as we are, whatever it is that's going on.